Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Welcome to Ignite Your Soul, Merging Two Worlds. Wherever you are in the world, I literally just woke up. This is what I look like when I woke up. Wake up. But Source wanted me to come here and um, channel this message. So whether you're masculine or feminine, does not matter. Take what resonates, leave the rest behind. So I labeled this video to to the relationship chaos. In order to stop the relationship chaos, we have to become really self aware of the mother influence. Um, Not like our actual mother, okay, but the way the mother influences um, the child's relationships early on is really important. And it's also an energetic thing. Okay. It's mental, it's emotional, and it's energetic. Um, the chaos is inside you. It's an inner conflict with the self. So Source wanted me to channel this message for us to end the chaos in relationship dynamics. And it's not just about your love life. It works in all areas of your life. um, well, I did a video last night. It definitely starts with your inner dialogue and what you believe is true for you. So all beliefs are illusion because you can change that belief and you can change the belief. Okay. So whatever belief you have about relationships, um, you could have communication um, issues, conflict with your person, with your children, with family members. It's just chaos and it's inside you, waiting to be heard, seen, and awakened. So, to end this chaos, we do shadow work. And a lot of people in the world will be like, oh, hell no, that's too much work. It's real easy. Excuse me. Um, it's just a reflection, something you reflect on, you know, are them even my thoughts? Are them even my emotions? You know, learning how to take space for yourself. When you feel something arising in you and it's anger or it's resentment, um, you want to pause before you speak, okay? Because we can say hurtful things to our people, all right? And that means you don't have the emotional intelligence. Yeah, no, I need a drink. I didn't even have no coffee. Mm. You have not developed the emotional intelligence um, for one reason or the other. It was either the mother didn't have it or, um, and we want to talk about the intimacy in both the mother and the father relationship when you're a very young child. One parent could have been avoidant, right? So you, as the feminine, when the masculine is avoiding you, you take it personally instead of allowing the person to be in the energy they're in. Um, you know, uh, and not screaming and hollering and thinking they are dismissing you. Like, let's say you're cooking dinner and you only need to say it one time. Are you going to eat with me? Or, because a lot of people don't eat with each other. They eat when they eat. Let's say it's this. And you say something, they don't answer. You keep going, right? It's not that they didn't hear you. They're probably testing you. Um, and here's the thing. They'll tell you later that, oh, I heard you. It's an assumption, okay? They just assume that you're going to do it anyway. But there's different things here. Like intimacy for a woman is taught by the father. If you did not have that, you will push love away. All right. You will be, it will, they'll be, they'll try to get close to you and you will repel what they're trying to give you, whatever. Okay. So it works in all areas of life. But, anyways, that was, um, let me just sit here for a minute. So, the idea to end the chaos is to get really clear on what you want. Okay. First, know that love is always available in anyone, anywhere. Okay. Sometimes when that when a masculine feels authentic love and they're not prepared, the fear arises and they will self sabotage. And women do this too. Um, in whatever way that looks for you. Okay. Um, but self sabotage, they'll go hollow, empty. Um, and like I said, they'll be like bored. Um, in this, it's all influenced at a very young age. This is why I don't like the word narcissist. Although we all have had that kind of underlying energy, I want to say, because we didn't know better. So people just throw labels on everything and it makes it seem ugly. But the real truth is, it's just how you were influenced at a very young age. You believed that that's all there was. That's what a relationship looks like. So it becomes a comfort zone for you and an attachment style. So if you're tired of the chaos and the, how you call it, I wrote some, if you're tired of the chaos of the surface level relationships, okay, you get to do the shadow work. You get to just become aware. With just the awareness, you internally shift. Okay, this is the energetic. And you become aware, like, soon as you are triggered, you're able to pause and say, okay, is this mine? Are these my feelings? Where do they come from? Talk to that trigger before you speak, before you react, respond, whatever it is. Um, but if you're tired of surface level relationships and you want to attract requited love, okay, so this is your divine partner, your life partner, the one that God has for you. And I'm not saying leave your partner, okay, because if you both want to make everything work, they'll do the work with you. No questions asked. If they don't, they'll be a runner and you don't chase. So a feminine does not chase a masculine energy. They stand in their power. They stand in their truth. They believe they are worthy of love and they are worthy of the best, right? If you're not there, then you are in surface level relationships. And you can have a surface level relationship also with your own children. Okay, I've experienced this as someone who has already been through it. This is life lessons. Um, yeah, trauma bonding, communication. All right. So if you're in a trauma bonding relationship right now and you want to save the relationship, it has to be agreed upon both partners. It's not a one side job. Although the feminine is awakening to who she really is and taking her power back, not maliciously, but and not to be superior than the masculine. Let me just say that. It's you being you and no conflict with that. Right? So, in the intimacy part, I also had intimacy issues because I didn't understand um, where my father was. Nobody explained to me as a child, like, why one parent's there all the time, but not emotionally available. Um, and there was connection, but it was never consistent because of depression or um, resentment or whatever about the relationship, the marriage, right? So, in order to make this work and to get rid of the chaos, we have to go inside the conflict in ourselves, is what I'm saying. It's called balancing the feminine and masculine energies, knowing when to speak and when not to speak, right? And getting really clear on what you want. Like, you can't have a good sexual connection and there's no communication. And there's nothing but conflict because you are influencing the next generation of how all the children that we need for the evolution and the change to become. And we're birthing a new world into being this way. I know you don't understand that by your human understanding, but if you could open your perspective and your perception to what love, what intimacy really is, it's not a conflict or it's not. Requited love is always consistent, it knows each other. So, with that being said, you get to surrender to the past relationships where they were just comfortable and want more. And if your current partner doesn't want more and wants to stay small and stay the same, has no dreams, no desires, then it's up to you. You have to decide, do I want to stay in this relationship? And it's not to shame somebody or anything like that, but if you don't open up the dialogue within to become more and able to have a communication with, we'll just say, your partner. And I don't like partner either because it's 100-100. It ain't 50-50 anymore. It's like you, feminine, you can do your own thing. You can create your own everything. All right. If it's a business, if it's a YouTube channel, whatever it is that you want to create, you should be able to do that outside of the relationship and allowing him or her, whatever your gender base is, to do the same and not take things personal when they're not there 24/7. Or if they're not, and look, men are not, they're not taught to be emotionally available. So they can act a little childish and they can throw a little temper tantrums and but so does the feminine if they're not emotionally developed enough to know better. Um, so I hate the word calling narcissism because underneath the narcissist is what you need for your own healing mentally, emotionally, physically, spiritually, and energetic. I want to stress energetic. Okay. So that's what I do. I work with energy. If you don't know your own energy or your personal environment, it's about personal development and your door to happiness as well as theirs. But now, what I'm hearing is like the mother can influence their son and it become really intense because sometimes they'll say, "Oh, I don't want you to get hurt." Well, we're supposed to get hurt. We're supposed to feel that. We're supposed to feel anger. We're supposed to feel jealousy. Why are we jealous? Why are we angry? All right. Where does this come from? It's either a learned behavior or insecurities in the self. So if you are jealous and you know, like, okay, but I don't want to use that for an example, but if you're someone that has experienced being jealous of somebody else, then that's you. Okay. It always comes back to the self. And we have to reflect on that. Why am I jealous? I'm unique. I'm beautiful. There's no skinny, fat, ugly, pretty. It's all labels. You're who you were meant to be in this present moment. And you are the only one that can develop through this new awareness, through this new paradigm that we're building, so we can bring more love and embrace both that shadow aspect and the light. Okay, it can't be light all the time. Believe me, I try. I do really good at it, but sometimes I have my moments. That's the human experience. But when I look back and I say, you know, I'm really good at pausing or not taking things personal. And the transformation, the same information, it's lost information, but it's about the transformation and the value that you receive doing this self work. Okay. And if you have someone you really love and care about, we're not doing it for them. We're doing it to show them they can do it too. So as a way shower, it can be a silent transformation, right? You can work in secret transformation. And then just something beautiful happens. You shift inside and source takes care of the rest because we're an extension of the creator and we came to create here with him. So you have to clear out, and this is energetic too. It's you have to clear out the childhood trauma and how you communicate. Communication, thoughts become things, and then emotions rise, and bam, there's the chaos. So once you get a hold of that and you understand that it's okay for this person to be who they are as they are right now and not try to change them, but change yourself. Because if you're seeing it in them and you haven't done the shadow work, it works both ways. Okay. It's not just point the finger, it's that person's fault. We have to take accountability and responsibility for our actions and how we decide to react to someone else that's underdeveloped, right? And that's nobody's fault. It's not to blame the parents, it's the influence that influenced your personal relationships, your children's, the relationship with your children, and so on and so forth. We are the next generation. Um, and if you haven't become aware of this, I want you to become aware of this now. Surface level relationships will not last. Learn this now, because if you spend 10 years in a relationship that has been only surface level, they didn't want nothing to do with the deeper part of you as you are. You have to learn to love that and let that go. Holding compassion for the other. Because they'll either do the work or they won't. They'll get there or they won't. It's not your job. The only job you have is you. Okay? Don't look at it as a job. Have fucking fun with it. Because it's once you start doing it, it's so much fun. You get to experience the universe aligning with your shift, your internal shift, right? So, especially if you spent, I don't know, 40, 30 years in a relationship that did nothing but mentally torture you, you've been beaten, you've been abused in any kind of way, that was surface level. That was for you to love yourself more and to respect yourself more. And maybe you didn't do it. And it left you cold and hard and not wanting love again. But I tell you now, love always exists. You are the one that has to shift that and change that. And I'm going to end this message here. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.